Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nenna. Now, today I start over with my world. So I did make a video a few months ago and I made my own world. I was going to make my own world. I mean, I did it. I attempted. I started it. But unfortunately, I messed up my game. We all know that story. So that world is no longer happening. I mean, it is the same world. I think you guys can tell it is the same world. But I didn't really remember what I did with it, and I just thought what would happen if I just started over without like repeating what I did the last time. So in the end, I think that I started on two areas in this in this particular video. I started on two areas, and I was really starting to wonder what I could do with it that was not super repetitive, even though I did want to make it kind of like what it was. I want to make a world that has quite a lot of opportunities, and I think I wanted that in the last part, the last world I suppose as well. I wanted to make a world that had lots of green because that's just what I love. I love green, and I wanted to make a really rural, farmish land, and I still really want to do that, so it's definitely not out of the picture. But this time I wanted to focus a bit more on making actual living spaces and kind of themed areas so that I can just make sure that I have enough, I guess, common space for the houses and for the kind of common items, to be there, and not just be stuck with a whole farm field land because that would be something else. I wouldn't hate it, but I want my world to start it on, I struggled really hard, but I started on like one of the corners of the map. One of the corners of the road. It's like near the end of the map on the left. And what if I just make this part like a factory? Now, I know it doesn't exactly scream factory. In fact, when I was making it and looking back at what I did, I felt like it looked more like a military base just because of the layout with the houses that I tried doing. A part where at the top of the road there is like the factory, the so-called factory. There's like a building where people work and they do like a bunch of different things. There's like some branches, so it could be something to do with that, or it's just generally just a business that kind of handles different things. The business itself is not playable, so who knows what goes on inside those doors. And I wanted there to be a lot of trees because I wanted to look like it's kind of, it's kind of secluded from the rest because nobody really goes in and out unless you like work there. In my mind, the people that would live there are people that have a military career, or perhaps a scientist career, or a burglar career. I thought those would kind of work well in what I imagined. Houses are really cheap because nobody wants to live near a factory. It's gonna make noise, it's probably gonna smell, so you have to make it appealing. I did that. They would build this whole terrain that was solely for the people that are working in those factories. So maybe we should make more than one factory because it kind of makes no sense for it to be one and then have like 20 houses. But I guess it kind of resembles a military base where if you're on the base you have like this own, I think that's how it goes, don't quote me on this, but as far as I've seen on YouTube is wrong. Blame it on YouTube. So I thought the people that are living in these houses are living there because it's like really, really cheap. But the one condition on living in those cheap houses is that you have to work in the factory. Now, you don't all have to work. So for example, if you have a spouse or a sister or whatever, like they don't have to work there, but it is kind of, if you have a better job, you can probably move out and get a bigger house. So it's mainly for those people that don't have a lot of money, and then they want you to work for them because cheap house. You can, however, move out, but it's kind of like a rule that you have to stay there as long as you work there, and if you leave the work they kind of want you to move out. So many people stay in those houses because it's cheap, and then just save up a bunch of money, and then when they have enough of money which one can never have. But when you have a certain amount of money, they actually move and get a bigger house, and they can actually, you know, start working in a place that actually want to start working. That's kind of the thought. I always have really deep stories behind the things that I do, but that's the thought I had behind this little section. And I wanted it to be own like a living space, like I said. So I wanted to look like it has like its own little community, and there's like there's some stores there that are being run also by they work, and then the person that doesn't really work can help out in a store or just contribute in their own ways. But it's kind of like a self-sufficient thing. They don't have much places to go, but if they do go somewhere, it's within the walls of that little community. Go to the right side. So I was like, okay, but what if, just what if you don't want to work like that? You do not want to fucking work in a factory, but go and live there as well. And I imagine there's always someone in the background. I imagine it to be kind of the same, I guess kind of like the same policy, but instead of like having to work there, you have to tolerate the noise. The houses there are like so cheap. I'm not sure if I want to keep making it a house or make it like little apartments. It's going to be cheap because of the noise. So I guess it's like a starters, you know, kind of place. Just a lot of noise, not necessarily bad place. Like I'm not thinking it's like, whoa, it's like criminal city. People don't really want to live there because of the noise, and if you have children, and it's just not really like a child friendly place. I honestly want to make certain parts of the world kind of like, this is where you would be if you had this kind of job. This is where you would be if you don't have a lot of money. So that we can actually experience different parts of the world. And then if you want to become a farmer, retired, go to the left side. Well, not next to the factory, but on the left side. Or go to the right if you have like a shit ton of money and live inside this really like green neighborhood. I'm not really sure if I want to make like this part where it's like really rich, because I don't really feel like that's what I like. But we can have big houses and still be rich. So we just make it a bit more rural. This is what I like, honestly. So that's kind of what I've been feeling to say about my world. I don't know what it's called. I don't even know what I called it last time. I probably should look. But that's kind of what I'm feeling. There's some things like I still need to download some of the things that I had back, and there's obviously mods I'm missing, and obviously you just come up with different things. So you have different, well, mods and different like situations and stuff like that. That's just how it is. So that's what I had in mind. I do need some Sims, but I think the most important part is that I have to like get houses. I need to find the exact houses I want. I'm not a builder. I might attempt, but there's so much I can do with it, honestly. I see that I have some time left, so I'll just kind of talk about what I've been doing. But after, you know, my game is I messed my game up. I've been really trying hard to get everything back. I finally got all the Let's Plays back up and running. I had so much problems with the towns. I still have to fix the other towns as well, which I'm just not sure how in the heck I managed to corrupt all the save files of all the worlds. I even had to reinstall Pleasant View because the save, like I got into the world, but like the lots were gone. It was just the Sims, but the lots were gone. Everything was gone besides the Sims. It was so weird. So I had to reinstall all of that, and now I just gotta figure out how to fix the rest. Probably the same way, but it's just so much effort to go through that, you know. And I'm also, if we talk a little bit more personal, I mean, if you're still here listening, and kudos to you, I haven't really been doing so well, and it has nothing to do with the usual stuff. I mean, I still go to therapy and stuff like that, but that has nothing to do with it. It's just, well, kind of, but I'm in the process of trying to get my own place, and there are certain steps you can take to make it easier, and I have to write a letter and kind of like declare why I feel like moving is a priority for me, it's just in order for me to actually get a place faster than other people. And I have some of my reasons for that, and once I actually get my place and go through the process of moving, maybe I'll like document it just for myself to see, you know, to remember the time that I finally got the fuck out. But that might be the only time I really kind of dive deeper into it. it's just I really am more than just a Sims gamer, and I only upload YouTube videos on this channel, despite that I have my art channel. It's just being at home makes me want to escape, and I'm trying to escape by just playing Sims, and that's kind of like what I focus my attention on and try and get myself out of the situation. So I'm definitely not complaining, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be too depressing, but I just wanted to share that that's kind of what's going on. And I'm kind of scared, I suppose, but I'm also looking forward to ending this chapter in my life and hopefully getting closer to my own place within the end of this year. So that's definitely very nice. I think I have to wait maybe another month to really like finalize the process, and then just have to wait for it to be accepted. But once that time is over, just gonna hang in there and cross my fingers everything goes well, and then I'll be able to get my own place, and that'll be so much nicer, you know, because one cannot fucking heal in the place that's making them sick in the first place, right? That's I guess not everyone shares that that thought process, but sure it's true. I don't want to make this too depressing, but I just wanted to say what's on my mind, I suppose, like I always do. This is probably why I don't have any subscribers. Oh my god, this another person is like so fucking annoying. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and yeah, I love you guys so fucking much, and maybe one day that video will happen and I could do more with my life. That'd be nice, right? Hey, you guys also make more of your life. Can do this alone, huh? Okay, that's cheesy. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye.